Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Monday evening. It has been a rainy one across the area, and that's been good news. It's done a number on the severe weather threat for at least a good chunk of the area. And while we do have to continue to keep an eye out for severe storms later on tonight, it is met with a certain degree of skepticism, and we'll get to that in just a minute. I don't want to just clear the entire area, so please pay attention to what we're going to talk about before folks start to draw their own conclusions. Check of the radar made possible by Brown's Roofing, brownsroofingla.com to schedule your free roof inspection. The rain has returned, and as I mentioned earlier this afternoon and through the midday, this is very beneficial rainfall. The rain rates have been heavy at times, and the rain for some areas has been excessive. And the one thing that I have noted, just took a quick drive around town with the little one earlier, is I've noticed with the early downpours that we've seen, there's already a lot of filled ditches, drainage areas, and culverts. And I see a lot of sticks and leaves floating around. So obviously, drainage is going to be an issue for whatever rain we encounter tonight, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some flash flood warnings needed. We've already seen them in some of the kind of city urban areas like Texarkana and toward Tyler, Texas, and over into Pittsburgh, Texas, some of these areas where we've already seen some heavy rain rates create some issues. Obviously, none of that's in our area, and we've still seen some pretty consistent rain across southern Arkansas through much of the day. And again, that's a good thing because not only is the rain welcome, but it also is probably going to squash the severe weather threat for a lot of these areas. As you move over to the east, and I'll switch radar vantage points as well as you take a look at the Jackson radar, you can still see some of the occasional scattered showers that make their way with maybe an occasional rumble of thunder as well through northeastern Louisiana and through the Mississippi Delta. Don't be misled. There's probably still some brief heavy downpours to be had there, so as you're driving, just exercise caution. And then obviously, we continue to watch the storms off to our west. This is the activity that would bring increased severe weather potential tonight, although it is not overly organized so far today, and we're kind of getting outside of the radar range at that point as you move away from central and western Louisiana. But these are the storms that we'll have to watch for severe weather organization later on tonight. We'll get to that more in just a minute. But again, the rain totals, again, a lot of these are unofficial and ongoing for that matter. But it does bring very, very beneficial, much-needed rain back to the region. These rain totals are probably not going to be enough to bust the drought in any area, but it does get us trending in the right direction. Drought-busting rain could be on the way this weekend. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. I'll look at temperatures, and as I mentioned, there's a battle line that really kind of established through the day was that warm front as it surged northward. And where we have the warm front placed right now, it hasn't budged. It has not moved much. It was along the I-10 corridor around midday. It has moved to near central Louisiana and into southeastern Texas this afternoon. But even as we see daytime heating playing a role and we're getting into the low 70s along the Mississippi Valley, the dew points are still lackluster. As I mentioned in the midday stream, you're really going to need dew points probably firmly into the 60s, especially with the environment that you're having to make up for. We always talk about the different ingredients that are needed for severe weather: shear and lift and instability and moisture. Well, if you're lacking with one, you can sometimes make up for it with the other. But when you start lacking a lot of them, those ingredients, then you're running into a scenario where it's kind of hard-pressed to generate severe thunderstorms. This is all good news, but we can't say with a whole lot of certainty that the severe weather threat is completely squashed for our area. Again, the reason being, winds are continuing out of the south in the southern portions of the coverage area to pull that warm front northward. How much northward progress it can make before the storms roll through tonight, we just don't know. Because its prime opportunity to move was earlier today, and it didn't. So now we're kind of left in this we'll wait and see kind of scenario. If the warm front stays where it's at, this is going to be a very beneficial storm system for the area. It's going to bring rain. It's probably going to bring some thunderstorms. It may still bring isolated severe weather potential, but the focus is going to be on the rainfall. And it could end up being a pretty heavy rainmaker for a good chunk of the area, too. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, I-20 frontage road in Monroe, is dealing with an eyelash or something here. We'll get it figured out. It still advertises the possibility of some of these supercell-like thunderstorms trying to develop across the region later this evening. But look at where temperatures are residing. In the 60s, low 60s at that. And that's where the computer model, a model is just a model, right? We talk about that all the time. And that's where you have to use that kind of human brain and the forecaster ingenuity to go, I don't know if that's right. Now, as we go deeper into the night and that warmer air and that humid air continues to stream in and we get several more hours, 2 or 3, 4 more hours of warm air transport, then yeah, the Mississippi Delta could still see a window of opportunity that could support a severe storm. Most of this stuff starts to flush east by late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Clouds linger through much of the day on Tuesday, and then we clear out for Thanksgiving Day and the travel days surrounding it. The severe weather threat is as follows, and it hasn't changed much. Obviously, the latest update was at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Another one comes out, I believe, in about an hour and a half. And at this point, like I said, we're kind of in wait-and-see territory. Greenwood, Mississippi overnight. That's kind of out of our coverage area, but I'll give you this. I do expect showers and storms to move through those areas. It'll be probably early tomorrow morning before they get all the way to that I-55 corridor area. So it's going to be probably early morning for you folks in Greenwood, Mississippi. And also, full disclosure, if you're concerned about Greenwood and some of the surrounding areas and northern Mississippi, make sure that you're following Mississippi Live. Matt and the guys, they have a weather platform just like this that covers northern Mississippi, and they can get you squared away there. Rough idea on how much longer this lasts. I mean, like I said, it just depends on location. Storms will continue. They're obviously ongoing to the north and west and will continue to press eastward. Most of this activity should press out along the Mississippi Valley by early morning tomorrow, 2, 3, 4 a.m. Obviously, for points farther westward, the storms will clear out sooner than that. There will be some areas that will be done with the severe threats and the rain and all that stuff by late tonight. Again, clears from northwest to southeast. Excessive rain outlook. Obviously, we've already seen quite a bit of rainfall across the region. It shouldn't be that big of a surprise that thunderstorm-driven rains could lead to some localized street flooding and flash flooding. And as I alluded to just a few seconds ago, it doesn't take much with the sticks and the leaves and all the tree debris, as I call it, in the drainage ditches, culverts, catch basins, and all that stuff. So water will pond up pretty quickly, and exercise caution on the roadways. It's already pretty sloppy in the West Monroe area, and again, the rain totals weren't even overly aggressive. Scott, Samantha, May, Betty, thanks so much for joining in. Scott, your kind words are very much appreciated, and I'm very glad that we are able to bring this to the ArkLaMiss region. With no set schedule, we can bring you weather updates whenever. Looking at Tuesday and beyond, and I'm looking at temperatures, obviously, for Thanksgiving Day. Looks like the big travel day for the day prior, Wednesday, looks fairly clear, but it'll be chilly. Cooler air starts punching in late Tuesday, and then we'll probably struggle into the upper 50s to near 60 on Wednesday. Your Thanksgiving morning will probably be in the mid to upper 30s. Some areas could see some patchy frost, could flirt with the freezing mark, although it appears unlikely at this point. I say this, A, because it's Thanksgiving Day, but B, a lot of folks cook their turkeys outside, smoke their turkey or fry their turkey or whatever, and the cold temperatures can impact the cooking time. So be aware of that. Thanksgiving Day, cool, upper 50s, mid 50s for some. Black Friday morning, if you're a shopper, again, I don't even know if that's still a thing, but could be near the freezing mark in some spots, mid-30s for the rest of us, and then starting to climb perhaps into the low 60s by Friday afternoon. Beyond that, 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. You've heard a lot about the big surge of cold air, the stratospheric warming event, and the polar vortex, and all those fancy big terms that have been around forever, but folks hear them now and they freak out. We're looking at the trends that bring that colder air into the region, and it really starts to set up for December. How cold it will be, nobody knows. When it actually arrives, nobody knows. Will it bring severe weather on the front end? Nobody knows. We're just looking at the trends. And then again, December 2nd to 8th, The 8 to 14-day outlook, higher confidence of that colder air starting to kind of set in for early December. The 6 to 10-day precip outlook is the one that I really want to draw your attention to because, again, it looks like we're setting up with rain moving back in as early as Saturday. Rain becomes pretty widespread Sunday, continues Monday, and could stretch into maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. When it leaves, we just don't know yet. We don't even know when it arrives. We don't know how much we're going to get. We don't know if it's going to be severe weather or just rain, a combination of both. We don't know all that stuff yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. 8 to 14-day outlook still points at some rain as well. Forecast rain over the next 7 days and a couple of inches of rainfall. Again, some of that falls today, tonight, tomorrow, and then some of it falls toward the end of the forecast period, towards that Saturday, Sunday, Monday time frame. I saw some questions. Let me go back up here before we go to the forecast. Randy asks, what was the extent of the instability in our area today? Well, all right. So instabilities, you can look at it as one number, but you can also look at a lot of different parameters. But we look at CAPE, convective available potential energy. Again, dew points kind of give you a general idea of that warm, humid, unstable air that's streaming in. And it really just depends on location. Obviously, with temperatures in the 50s, there's not a lot of there's no instability, and what we do have instability-wise is elevated. So, again, it's going to take the atmosphere genuinely changing from where we are right now for a good chunk of the area to a much warmer, more humid air mass. Again, as the sun sets and as the air cools, that's one thing. But as you continue to transfer whatever warm, humid air is available inland along that boundary, it still provides a dividing line in air mass and still produces the possibility of severe weather. But it's going to take it's a process that is ongoing. So there will be some areas that you step outside later tonight, you're like, man, it's a lot warmer now than it was earlier today. That was looking more likely for most of the area until the rain set in earlier today, and now there's going to be some spots that don't warm up. And that's not a bad thing. Jamie asks, is the rain gone for this Tuesday night? For tomorrow night, rain should be gone by tomorrow night. If we do run into any rain, it would likely be very, very spotty. It would probably be patchy drizzle or light rain, something like that. Should be gone by then, though. Bump the rain chances up to 70% tonight. Showers and storms likely, some possibly severe. Again, I'll keep you updated with the latest, but I think a lot of folks can appreciate the conundrum that a meteorologist sometimes lands in when you talk about severe weather, because I do have a lot of skepticism as to whether we'll actually see severe weather tonight. But I don't want you to go, well, he said we're not going to get any, and you stop paying attention, and then we get a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning later tonight. But you said we weren't. Again, I have my skepticism. The atmosphere is going to have to clear some hurdles and do some stuff and kind of fight against the environment to really get us to the point where we can support severe thunderstorms. It's a possibility. Either way, most of us are going to see showers and storms tonight. Daytime highs tomorrow in the mid-70s. The storms exit early. Mississippi Valley will probably see most of that gone before sunrise. It's not out of the realm of possibility to maybe pick up some patchy drizzle or light rain. Mostly cloudy skies. Winds will be out of the west-southwest, not necessarily cooling off all that much. The cooler air doesn't arrive until late tomorrow, and it punches in for the travel days surrounding Thanksgiving. So obviously a big week ahead. Travel day Wednesday for those that travel. Thursday's Thanksgiving, Black Friday, then Small Business Saturday, and it's fine for Thanksgiving Day. Friday will be chilly, but then once we get beyond that, it takes a sour turn quickly. Scattered showers and storms could return as early as Saturday. In fact, the computer models are suggesting rain chances may need to go up for Saturday. Sunday and Monday, I have them already higher than I would usually put them this far in advance. I usually don't like to put that high of rain chances because it's just so far away and a lot can change between now and then. And these will change too. But that just kind of sets us up for what, again, will probably be a soggy early part of next week. And let's look at the forecast. Trying to cover a little bit of everything. Again, the severe weather aspects, obviously, a lot of folks are focusing on that, and rightly so. As we take a look at the radar, and I'll just kind of leave that there as we get kind of ready to wrap things up as we go through the rest of the evening. Programming schedule for the rest of tonight. Will we need live coverage? Maybe. Will we need additional updates? Probably. Will we see watches and warnings? I don't know. It's possible. Right now, I don't think the environment is overly supportive of severe weather for our area. So, again, we're going to have to see a change. I'm just going to switch back over to dew points real quick. Make sure we've been on this stream for like 20 minutes, and so maybe something's changed. Nope. I'm telling you, that warm, humid air has just gotten stopped, and it has not made a lot of progress. That's good news. Like I said, we get some beneficial rainfall, and hopefully, maybe, dodge a severe weather threat along the way. But we'll keep an eye on it. The forecast is always available along with the interactive radar at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. Hit the wrong button. So obviously you can follow us along there. I will update you as conditions warrant as the night progresses. Again, if we need more video updates, we'll do that. If we need live coverage, we'll do that. If I need to send out little push alerts on the app, we'll do that. But right now, we're just kind of watching the radar and making sure nothing crazy happens here in the short term. And I would expect some additional updates as the evening progresses. Download the app, customize those alerts. Thanks so much for those that have hopped in that don't normally hop in on a live stream. Like I said, we kind of expected folks to pay more attention when there was something to pay attention to. And that's what's happened. So thanks so much for finding us. If this is your first time on a live stream, we do this 3 times a day, typically, good weather or bad. And obviously intermediate updates as needed as well. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, folks. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. And as always, I'm so glad you're here. Have a great day.